Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right. I've got to try and put a gearbox back together. Look. Yeah. So I've got the bearing in, the new bearing. That's all in there with that outer shaft. So we've got to make sense of this lot and get all of that into that little black bit there. Yeah, I'm being honest. It's been a long time since I've done one actually. So yeah, again, photos, labelling, separating stuff into different boxes, writing on boxes what they are. It's always a good thing, and I didn't do it. So we're going to muckle our way through and hopefully we'll get it right. We will get it right. Don't panic. Okie dokie. So yeah, we'll be fumbling around a little bit because there's certain ways bits have got to go in to interlock with other things. That sounds very technical, doesn't it? That's about as technical as it gets in here, I'm afraid. So that, the what's it through the thingy on the doodah and all that. Yeah, them ones. First, I'm going to change the end of that because I've got a new one because that is outside the gearbox. And we want all that to look nice and posh. The bike won't work, but it'll look good. There we go. That thread doesn't seem very nice. Oh no, it's going. I thought, oh, that's going to be a great start. In fact, I had a bad start to the day. I dropped something down the toilet. Not the normal thing, something else. So I thought, okay, it's going to be like that, is it? So hopefully this will go well. Oh, that's better. Must have just had a bit of muck on it, I think. Right. So then. Like I say, it might come in and out a couple of times because we've got to obviously get this bit right. There we go, that goes on there like that. Also, I've been skipping through some of the comments. You know I'm a bit rubbish at that. I do have a spurt now and again and catch up with them. I may not word this right, so don't pounce on anybody, please don't. We like the comments all nice and kind and everybody getting on. Mentioned a gasket between the engine and the gearbox. No, it doesn't have one. The gearbox is a completely separate thing on this, and there's no oil ways between it or anything like that, so it doesn't have a gasket between the engine and gearbox. Right. And I want to get this done fairly. I'm rabbiting on now, you know. I want to get this done because I've got to take my daughter's car for MOT later on today. The babysitting never stops, does it? Even when they're in their 20s. That goes like that. Yeah, does it? That's not right. See, I'm not filling anyone with confidence right now, including myself. Right. Ah, that's it. That's why I'm getting in a muggle. It's all that way, like that. That's nothing to do with it. Get rid of that so I don't go and make it into a 5-speed. That, now see, that, let's take that off. We don't need that on there yet. So we've got to try and lock all that in there with this as well. So that goes that way and that drops onto that there. All that lot over here is for the outer case. So this all goes in. Then that pin slides in from the back of the gearbox and goes through there for that pivot point, and that selects all the gears like that. No, not that arm. That arm doesn't work. Let's use that arm. I thought I could see something in there. There's a bit of debris. Ah. There we go. I have blew this out. I'm going to put the compressor on and blow it out again. Right. Let's see if we can feed this in without it all dropping to bits. No, don't do that. Come on, just behave for me. Behave, that would be great. How's that supposed to go through there? Oh, I'll tell you what, that's got to come off there. There's obviously a nice easy trick to it where this just drops in. No. I'm going to have a minute to figure this out. Let's put that in first. That might do it, mightn't it? Yeah. That might give us a chance. Right. I'm on there. I've just got to get it all back through. Stay on there. Yes. Is that gone in the bit at the back? Yes, we're on. Whew, excellent. That's it. Whew. Fiddly bit done, I think. Yeah, that's all selecting. Nice. Right, let's lay the next bit out. Well, in fact, that goes in there. We'll shove a little bit of oil on that. There we go. Okay, this spring in next, this keeps the tension on the selector and can be awkward to get going because you've got to press against the spring and not cross thread it. Come on, get started and don't push the engine off the bench. Maybe if I stand back here and go against it like that will work better. Put my big fat belly on it, then get it started. That's the one. Right, it's got it started, then we'll adjust it to how it needs to be. Right, that should be all in place now. That's feeling like it's doing what it should be doing. Right, let's put this in. This is kickstart. That all feels okay. Right, next then, all the little bits and bobs into the inner casing. Bearing, let's do that first. That's sounding about right. Let's have a couple of taps for good luck. That's when the casing cracks in half. I think that's in. Right, just working all through the little bits now, just figuring it all out, making sure everything's clean. Obviously this is taking me quite a long time, so I am checking everything as I go through all this and cleaning up things and stuff like that as we go along. But next is this little bit here. This is like the kickstart stop. And I've got to make sure I position it right. That's about right to me. Here we go, look, I've took the shaft back off there now, just so that comes around and stops against that. Job done. Take that back out of there. Right, next, kick the camera, better than kicking the bucket, I guess. Right, next step of the man's jigsaw puzzle is wing it and see what happens. Get a bit of grease in the hole. Then that. Put a bit of grease on that O-ring so I don't tear it. That shoves through there. Oh, that shoves in that way. Don't get it wrong. Oh, nice. That slipped in nicely, sir. So I think now we are actually ready to fix that on. So get the gasket. I have cleaned these surfaces up. They probably still look a bit stainy and mucky, but they are, I say mucky, they're not mucky. I've cleaned them all. Everything that's coming off's come off them. So I think we're ready to put that on. Everything else, all these goodies here, are all this side of this inner case. I think it's going to be easier if we fix this now and do it all while it's all on there. So that this selector arm, this goes in there first. Let's put a dab of grease in there as well. It's all very what's the word? Agricultural. If you look at all the all the bits, how basic and roughly made it is. But hey, it works. It works. They're a bit clunky. 4-speed and 300 neutrals. But they work. So this little bit here marries up to the selector in there. So I'm going to get the gasket now, get a little bit of gasket seal around it just to give it a bit of a chance to like hold the oil in for a week, and then we're going to get that bolted on. Right, we're sort of ready. A very slight gasket modification. So this bit, are we in shot? My useless filming. So the spring we've got here that puts the spring on the selector, there's a threaded section here which is fighting me a little bit with the hole in the gasket, because I do not want to tear the gasket. To watch this all mangle up, I'm very carefully going to make the hole bigger, something you don't normally want. Let's see if that goes over. Oh yes, that's better. That's better. Right, let's get ready with some sealer. Got a smear of sealer on there, which should hold that in place. A bit of trickery now, because we've got to locate this. We've got to push that in, and we've got to make sure that locates onto that bit. Oh no. Ooh! That went far too easy, didn't it? Make sure the gasket's all going to behave itself. Let's go around once more for good luck. I think I've got this figured out, so bear with me. If we get it done in one, that'll be great. If we fumble about a bit, we will eventually get done. So I think that first, that weird little spring. Are we in shot? I keep knocking this camera. Hold on, I'm going to spin you around and do it up tighter. There we go. Keep knocking it. Yeah, we're in shot. So that first, in fact no, it is first, but I reckon it'd be easier because it's got to spring onto there like so. Then that's that way. Oh no, very first thing is kickstart spring. Should be a hole in there somewhere. There it is. Now I've got to place that right, haven't I? Mind you, I can do that afterwards. I can wind it, can't I? I think. Well, let's run with it. I think I'll be all right. Famous last words. So that goes on. Yeah, that's right. And that'll bring it back. Yeah, that's right. Bear with me. I am thinking, but the words are coming out my mouth while I'm thinking. So I'll probably talk utter nonsense for the next 10 minutes. Nothing new there. That. Yeah, that's right. That on there, that on there. That locates into there then. On the back of that spring we just put on. If you have a fault with your gearbox on your Enfield, go and watch somebody else on YouTube to get your knowledge. Don't wash me. Wash me? Yeah, I can do a wash. I got hospital tomorrow. Don't watch me. I think they're next. Yeah, they've got to go on. Get the right spanner. Don't go too mad doing things up in Enfield aluminium, because you'll shear it off very easily. Right, then it's that spring, like that. Then the back of that goes into the other bit of the spring. Then that pin goes into this selector. So far so good, look. Then this terribly made looking contraption here goes that way. Is it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. This is basically what is changing the gears. That terrible little bit there is what changes the gears, like that. Well, hey, it works, I guess. I think I've got all that right. I know I have. Then the faceplate on that holds it all together, sort of. These nuts that apparently do not have washers. There ain't actually any space for washers, to be honest. No washers at all. Just about got enough space to put the nut on. And all that should still move freely, which it does. How about that? Oh, I'd already put that nut on. I put that on while I was having a bit of a cup of tea. That's left-handed. That nut is there, but all that's on. Everything's turning. Oh, that's going the opposite way, obviously, but yeah, we're all good. There we go. Right, now we should have a nice kickstart. Let's just give that a little tap on there. Nice. So if I remember right, that didn't even return before we stripped it all out. None of the primary side is on, so this is just doing nothing. It's just turning the shaft, but that springs up nice. Sorted at last. Right, I think I might just place the outer case on. I don't know yet. Right, let's see if I can find the little inspection covers. Daughter's just called me. She's waiting up the back, so I'm going to shoot off. Probably gone for what, a couple of hours, and then we'll just do the final bit of the video when I'm back. I just love a couple of days where I just do my things. That'd be lovely. It really would. I forgot what that's like. Anyway, see you in a couple of seconds. I'll be gone a couple of hours. And we're back. Right, that's going to do me today. It's now 9 o'clock at night. Things have gone on and time's gone by and all that. But I think the worst of the engine is over. I'm very happy with that. Now, this end casing, you'll see it's in the texture. I wasn't sure if I sort of got that wrong. I can't remember if my intentions were to have it in the satin finish, but I actually like it. I actually like it like that, with this in the smooth finish, and that one left satin. It sort of breaks it up. I mean, the gearbox separate anyway, and I think we got enough of the satin going on with this, the barrel. And then you've got to bear in mind, in this area, we're going to have the dummy oil tank, the frame, all in this satin. So I'm happy to leave that. I like it. And then we're going to have the scrubbed, it's not scrubbed yet, but it will be. These are stainless, the engine mounts. So there is going to be a lot going on, and obviously we've got the head, and then the carburetor, and the chrome exhaust, and so on. But yeah. I am happy to leave this textured. I know some people want to sort of do the norm because they're normally left bare alloy or them end sort of casings, but you don't have to follow. Well, there ain't no rule book, is there? There's no rule book. We don't have to follow anything. We can just go with what looks best. And then obviously we've got this bit that's in the smooth finish as well. So I think we are going to have a good mix of finishes, and it'll look well. What do you think, Blue? Yeah? I think it'll be alright. Anyway, that I've only popped this on just to see. There's nothing in there yet. I've got to do all that. I just wanted to slide it on to see what it looked like. Right, that'll do. I'm gonna... No. Oh, tomorrow's written off. I've got that silly hospital visit tomorrow. So I can But I guess I can more or less kiss goodbye to tomorrow. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm in and out of there, but we'll see how that goes. So, yeah. Tomorrow I might not get nothing done. We'll see how, like I say, see how it goes. I don't know. Anyway, that'll do me. I'm going to get a few more things sorted before I call it a night. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.